Good evening. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for the Bronze Valley Accelerator Pitch Night for our Summer 2021 cohort. My name is Haley Medved-Kendrick, and I'm really excited to introduce you to these 5 excellent teams tonight and share with you all that they've been working on over the last 7 weeks. Tonight, you'll hear a little bit about gener8tor and the Bronze Valley Accelerator in our program. You'll hear from our sponsor, Bronze Valley, and then we'll get into the pitches with these 5 excellent teams, and you'll hear what they've been working on. We do have a chat feature on the live stream and would love for you to engage. Tell us what you're experiencing, what you're liking. Please ask questions. We will have time for questions from each founder, so please let us know how it's going. And thank you for working with us with this unique hybrid event where we will likely do something of this sort in the future, as we have supporters all across the country and we'll like to keep you all engaged. So let us know how it's going. Before we get started, let me tell you a little bit about our program and what we do. We're proud that gener8tor is a partner in this program with the Bronze Valley Accelerator, and it is one of our gBETA programs. gener8tor is a gold tier accelerator based in Wisconsin, and we have programs all across the country really designed to be the best partner to work with communities to invest in their best and brightest. Here, we are doing that based in Birmingham, Alabama with the Bronze Valley Accelerator, and we are one of over 20 gBETA programs across the country. The beauty of the gBETA program and network is that we're able to leverage connections for our startups here in Birmingham and beyond, with investors in Cincinnati and mentors in Detroit, and really bring all those together with the strength of the local tailored mentorship coaching, as well as this broad network across the country. With all of our programs, one of our goals is to introduce founders to the opportunity to raise investment funding and decide if that's right for them. With that in mind, we have a goal that 1/3 of our alumni would hit one of the 3 metrics of raising around $50,000 or more in investment, getting into an investment-based accelerator, or being acquired. We've worked with 548 companies across all of our markets over the years and have had 46% of those companies hit one of those metrics, far exceeding that goal of 1/3. And across all of our programs, we have had over $192 million raised in follow-on funding from those founders. We started the Bronze Valley Accelerator last fall, and I'm really excited that we've already been continuing on that trend for our founders to exceed that metric goal of 1/3 of the companies hitting those goals. And we expect nothing less from these companies here tonight who are already on that track. And none of this work that we do would be possible without our sponsor, Bronze Valley. It has really been a close hand-in-hand partnership with Bronze Valley and gener8tor to launch and deliver this accelerator. And we're really thankful for their partnership and support. And so I'd like to introduce you to Neil Wright, the president and CEO of Bronze Valley, to share a few words of welcome.
Thank you, Haley, and welcome to the summer 2021 cohort of the Bronze Valley Accelerator. We're really excited about the cohort, and I'll tell you, we had a great time just getting to meet the cohort last night over dinner, and really excited about what's in store for the night. A little bit about Bronze Valley. We are the sole CDFI venture fund in the state of Alabama. Our focus is investing in early stage startup technology entrepreneurs that are led by diverse and female founders. We provide capital, we provide value-added services, and we are really committed to diversifying the technology ecosystem around the state. I'd like to thank our partner in this, our accelerator partner, gener8tor. Without them, this would not be possible. The work that Haley has done to put together a first-class program, but also importantly, the Alabama Department of Commerce, who has helped us here, as well as Alabama Power Company and the rest of the partners that have supported our work. So without further ado, good luck startups, and don't hold back. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Neil. Another group that we need to thank is the dozens of mentors who have invested hours of their time with the companies that we have worked with over the last 7 weeks. So many of their faces are seen here. These are our partners, our supporters, some of our alumni, and many of our broader network of support who make what we do happen. So thank you to all of you who your faces are here, and many of you who are not on this slide that have really supported the work that we do and helped add value to each of these teams and help them achieve those goals. Now, without further ado, we'll hear from the founders, and I'll get us started by introducing Ben Vickers, founder of New App.
Hi, my name is Ben Vickers. I am the co-founder and CEO of New App. And around 2 months ago, I graduated college. And all throughout my time of going through college, I always heard many people tell me, college is a great experience in that, it's the environment you'll never have outside of college. And I didn't really understand that statement until I really hit my senior year. And I had conversations with my past college basketball teammates who were in these new cities and places and really struggled to develop friendships and to develop a social community like they had in college. And many of them, it took a toll on their mental health in a lot of ways. And as a neuroscience major, this was something that I really was interested in. And I knew the importance of really social community and making connections with people. And I knew that, 75% of mental health disorders develop by the age of 24. And this is really a lot due in part to the loneliness and lack of friendships that many of these recent college graduates experience. And many of these friendships apps that are out now try and solve this problem, but do it really strictly online and not do it in a bad way, because you can connect with someone and they can be 5 miles away from you and you never develop a great friendship with them because you never actually go up and meet them in person. However, right now, there's not a tool that allows you to easily go out and be able to create friendships with people in person and be able to connect with people who have things you have in common with. And to really solidify, this was more than a problem that my teammates were having. I went out and interviewed and surveyed 140 plus young professionals and college students. And what I found just speaking to these people is many of them were in places like DC and New York, where many of you and me, I thought, there should be no issue of finding friends. But many of them struggled because they wanted to go out and meet new people, but weren't comfortable approaching a stranger and just want to know more about that person before they went up to them. So to solidify the problem even more, we went out and created an MVP and piloted with around 1,000 users. And what we found just speaking with these people is that many of them, when they were able to know who the people around them and know that people were looking to create friendships, this really allowed them to feel comfortable to go up and speak with them and develop these friendships even more. And so this would led us to create a New App, our app that we're launching this Friday, that will really allow people to connect with the type of people that you want to meet in person in places that people are socializing. And the way we do this is we allow you to create a user profile, which you just tell us a little bit about yourself. And then secondly, you're then able to see all the locations around you once you create that profile. And when you're within 0.1 miles or actually at that location, you can check in and see the vast amount of people you can create friendships with. And when you find someone who you have something in common with, you can then message them, but only up to 5 times, because we really want you to go up and actually meet that person and create that friendship and connection. And the way we plan to generate revenue is first through in-app purchases, in which we have a first app and second app option, which will give you unlimited messaging, and then in second app, unlimited messaging, connections, and check-ins. And then we also are building out a B2C model to really help these businesses and venues connect with these consumers even more. And so applying this revenue model to our market, we really believe we can address a $1.5 billion market by targeting the 9.6 million 20 to 24-year-olds moving each year. And we believe this is a market that we can really tap into immediately. And to really get this market, we understand our app is really based off of users. And so our go-to-market strategy is very important to us. And we really plan to gain users in 3 different ways. First, through strategic partnerships, in which we go to these high-dense cities and we partner with these different venues, events in which these young people who've just graduated college are going to. And then we really allow them to get on the app at one time in this massive event and then have it spread throughout that city. And then secondly, through our ambassador program, where we're going directly to the college students, going to these seniors, getting them on the app and seeing how they can use it. So when they go to these new places, they know they have an option to really develop these friendships like they had in college in that social community. And thirdly, just be word of mouth. We know our app is great, and we really believe in others telling each other about what we're building, and you telling your friend about our app really creates a longer lasting, more organic customer. And so we know we have the team to do it as well. We're all recent college graduates, and we really feel this pain point more than anyone as we're in these new cities trying to find friends. And as a neuroscience major, I really understood how important these in-person connections were. And I was the captain of the Rhodes College basketball team, and really developed a lot of relationships through that. And then Maya Worthen is our CTO, the computer engineers developed apps in the past. And then Taylor Smith is our co-founder, and one of the great friends I made in college, and was captain of the Rhodes College football team, and has worked in startups in the past in their business development. And so right now, we're just really asking for people to really bring us people who are experienced in app development as we look to build out our tech team, and also people in the entertainment space and in the event space to really help us have these in-person events where we can get large amount of people on our app and then have it spread throughout these areas. And then also people in our marketing and helping us run our ambassador program. And so we really want you to be a part of New App and be a part of the app that's going to change the way people make friendships and allow them to be more long lasting and genuine. Thank you.
So, question from the audience, Ben. How has the pandemic impacted how young people build new relationships?
I think the pandemic really showed that people need in-person connection. And as much as people want to connect online, there's still a difference of meeting someone in person and building that friendship. And so I think our app really, we see ourselves as helping retrain a lot of people how to do that, and using technology as an intermediary to build those relationships is what we see coming out the pandemic, our technology being a great use for.
Thank you.
Perfect.
Thank you. Give another round of applause for Ben. Great job. If you have any other questions for Ben or want to connect with New App, check out their social media handles there at the bottom of the slide. Take a screenshot or check out our website to find all the information on each of the companies. And really something I was impressed with the New App team when we first met is Ben and his two co-founders were both graduating college the week or the week after we started the program. So in addition to doing finals and graduation and some of them moving, they took on this 7-week intensive program to start working on their business or continue working on their business. And so it's been a pleasure to work with Ben and the team for the last couple weeks. So next, it's my pleasure to introduce you to Takesha Sonogo, the founder of MyTask.
Thank you. Hi, I'm Takesha Sonogo, and I'm the founder of MyTask. And we have hit 60,000 in revenue, helping busy moms streamline the planning process in their personal life. And I know and I get it, because as a founder, as a mom, as a wife, I felt the pain of not having the time to plan. And the thing about it is you have the best intention to planning these important milestones in your life, but I was really struggling to do so. And I'm not alone, because there are moms just like me who are busy, who are really having the best intentions, but realizing that on average, moms who work have about 10 things they're planning each quarter. Can you imagine the stress of that and feeling overwhelmed? Well, guess what? That was me. And with that, I was talking to some of my friends who are millennials, and I really started to appreciate the values that millennials were sharing. As a Gen Xer, I was definitely gung-ho on getting my career started and just really planning things out on a professional front. But my millennial friends would share with me the importance of these new values. So millennials basically value having more time to do things with their family, building these curated experiences versus being told what to do, kind of having that top-down way of thinking and sharing ideas. The next thing millennials were very inclined to do is really have more time to plan ahead, but also plan with their social networks. And before, we were also building friends based on our social networks and themes. So now what we're working towards and building in this new Gen Xer versus millennial theme is to create a solution called MyTask. MyTask is the first open source planning solution that bridges the gap between task management and our social networks. The goal of this is to really achieve the best curated experiences by sharing the expertise of others. This lived experience will allow us to not only share and imagine these things that we have planned in our life, but also really give us the structure and the organization. So now that you've had this opportunity to understand that planning process, you know those moms who are the ones that are gung-ho hyper planners, the moms that are the ones that plan the Disney trip and have like the best t-shirts and the best experiences, and you see all these pictures. Well, for the first time, they're going to be able to share their playbook, that play-by-play that it would have taken me a lot more time to do at home. So the core of MyTask is to really bring in task management as the foundation. Knowing that we have a foundation to plan our to-do list, bringing those community ideas and those curated plans will help us to not only share those experiences, but also give those experiences to others who really don't have the time to do so. And bringing in that inspiration and that visual board planning is the foundation of what MyTask is. So bringing in the calendar, bringing in your friends, and also that Pinterest twist is what's going to make us unique and different in the market. So we are a membership subscription model, but it's with a twist because not only do we're building mytask.com to just bring in those plans and solutions to not only create like a baby shower, your wedding shower, things for vacation planning, and then also things that you're planning upcoming. We're also getting more ideas on how to innovate the new normal of plans after life after COVID. And so with the twist, we're adding in a community coin. So for the first time, our contributors will be getting paid to monetize their plans on our platform, which gives them an opportunity to expand, get extra money for their household, but also help other people who are really in need of that ideation that sometimes we get bogged down when we're busy. Really excited to share that our MVP started with just a lead generator. Our manager project, like a boss planner, has sold out, and we are getting ready to get our next order in. But the goal of this planner was to really make sure that we help our community learn how to plan from start to finish. And with that excitement, it really gave us the boost to take our MVP and incorporate all of the information that we received from our customers. Now, we're really excited about our go-to-market strategy. So far, we've been able to partner with amazing organizations geared towards women, and these women have great ideas and ambitions to really take their life back, especially after the year we've just had. Bookstores are also important because you have those hyper planners that love to bring in those ideas and plan and get excited about what's coming up in the future. And our micro influencers, those families, those influencers that really have a good niche on sharing their experiences right now is something that we can bring into our platform immediately. So we're really excited to share our milestones. We have over 500 paid subscribers right now. And last year, after receiving $50,000 from the Google for Startups Black Founder Fund, we've been able to really get out there and build revenue with the quick. And I'm excited to share that in September, we'll be launching MyTask so that you can have the opportunity to share in those planning processes with us. Now, I have over 20 years of project management experiences, me and my team. I've been a project manager. I know how to plan in organizations, but by golly, I would love it for you guys to come and share with me your ideas on how to plan the things that I'm working towards in the future. Lennon and Sindhu have been with me for the last 2 years, and they're really excited about changing the game, building this new network and open source planning along with me. So to be honest, my task really is to bring those that plan together and those that don't have the ideas to plan so that we can live our best life, because after the year we had, that is an entire vibe. Thank you so much.
So MyTask has proven to be essential to working parents. What other groups find value from MyTask?
So the first thing that we are starting with is busy moms, but we understand that organizations like a social group that have things that you've been volunteered to do can come and find these ideas to plan things that they never had or imagined having the time to do. And so the idea generation of bringing those groups together can help them get the work done and actually provide something very excellent for their members. Thank you.
Thank you, Takesha. As you've heard, Takesha was working on building this community where she's already had hundreds of followers and building an app. And then all along the way, sometimes she would say, oh, I forgot. Oh, yeah, I just sold out of all these planners. So it's been really excellent to see the progress that she's made. And thank you. I now have a My Task planner in my car. I can't wait to open when I get home. So thank you for that. Y'all go check it out. All right, next, I would like to invite Jonna Porter, founder of Fractal, to tell you about what she's been working on.
$110 million. $110 million is what Texans spent to landfill plastics in 2019. $110 million to throw away reusable materials and put in a facility that also cost hundreds of millions of dollars to permit and build and maintain. I wonder why we do that. I wonder why we spend all of this time and energy and money for things that we could potentially use in other applications. Excuse me. So the problem is these polymers, typically plastics, landfills are typically filled with plastics and organics. 90% of the plastics that we send to landfills can be reused for other applications. Same with organics. If we recover them in a timely fashion and are efficient in the way that they are logistically handled, they can also be put into something else and create something of a higher value or upcycled, as we like to call it. So why don't we do that more often? At Fractal, we do. Here is a picture of our proof of concept that we just completed, which is comprised of those plastics, organics, end-of-life tire rubber, all sourced from facilities and industries in the greater Houston area where we are piloting. This proof of concept is thermoplastic elastomer, and it is useful in numerous applications such as building and construction, automotive, footwear, apparel, general manufacturing, including additive manufacturing. So how do we do that? What is our actual process? So we start with diverted post-industrial or post-industrial recycled plastic, and we use a resource recovery partner to bring that to us. We do have a similar process with recovered plant material, a resource recovery partner. The recovered tire rubber that we have a partner that has experience processing that. We don't do that in-house, and then put those things in a pot, stir it up, and then we create thermoplastic elastomer media in a sort of a small batch production. As you can see at the bottom, that's just sort of a scale of how much those things cost for us. What we are looking to do, however, especially with the resource recovery in the beginning, is to help companies to not have to pay those costs that they typically pay to private companies that take that waste away from them. So who are the people that are behind that? This is us. Dr. Rahul, he is a polymer scientist. Dr. Jeff, he's a mechanical engineer and material scientist. And I'm Jonna. I'm the founder and CEO. I'm a chemist. I worked in biotech for years, and I spent a lot of times on core teams building out greenfield facilities in IT and automation, quality, and project management. So not only am I a chemist, I am also a yogi, and Fractal sort of came to me in a weird way. I was sitting in a yoga class, someone came and sat up next to me, they unrolled their mat, and it smelled like garbage. And so I just, for the rest of the class, couldn't focus on my meditation. I was really just thinking about how bad the mat smelled, how the interaction between that material and that person's skin, what that was like, and then more importantly, at the end of the service life of the material, where it would go. So those questions have sort of propelled Fractal forward, and we use that for developing the solutions to this day. So here's a long list of reasons why we're, great. One of the largest reasons is lightweighting, which is sort of the next gen of manufacturing. Everybody wants to make things that are lighter, and for a lot of reasons, a lot of cost, right? And then also for vehicles, they're more efficient, especially for electric vehicles. Because thermoplastic elastomers are not necessarily a new market, they are Our product is easily integrated into process that already exist. The performance is comparable or even superior. Because they are built between plastics and rubbers, they have the characteristics of both, so they're flexible and durable. And again, they utilize the waste streams, $110 million in plastics alone. Local, they're circular and sustainable, and we all know that sustainable businesses are the most profitable businesses. So here's a high level of our revenue model. We intake those three streams, those three polymer streams, we call them leftovers. We put them through our proprietary manufacturing process, and then we put them out for B2B sales for our advanced material. And it's circular because the people that we work with on the partner side we have channels for them to return that material to us, and then we put that back in our process. So here's our market size. Top down, we're at $5 billion for the US TPE market. Automotive is about 40% of that, so it's right at 2. Bottom up, 3.2 billion based on roughly 4 million tons of TPE that was sold in the US last year. Again, with the 40% and 2,500 at a ton, we're at about $1.5 billion. And so our market size is roughly 2 billion. So what have we been up to? A lot, actually. So we just finished programming for the Ion Smart and Resilient Cities Accelerator. And again, in our pilot city of Houston, where we work with the city and entities to help them build out their climate strategies. Bronze Valley, of course, we're in the Clean Tech Open. Also, Next Lab, which is a sort of an incubator that places companies that work with end-of-life tire materials and people that create those materials to developing solutions. And then we were recently designated as an impact startup by the Collision Conference. So here is sort of our milestones, what we've been completing. 75%, this is the last day of June. We're not gonna make 100% because we did not hire a senior scientist today. If anybody out in chat world knows a polymer scientist that wants a job, talk to Haley. And the other things we were able to complete a proof of concept. We acquired lab space and started on some pilot partner activity. We're looking, as you can see, in the next couple years to build out into another city from the learnings that we get in Houston. And really what we're looking for now, again, are people that are willing to pilot with us based on the manufacturing capabilities that we have to create these new things that have this superior value and that we can continue in the bioeconomy loop so that we're good stewards of the materials that we create. Thank you.
How do you see Fractal's technology being used in the next 20 years?
Hopefully, honestly, hopefully the technology wouldn't be used in the same way. Hopefully we solve this problem, right? We figure out ways to integrate how to reuse materials, and we don't have to divert streams. We can put them right back in right at the source.
Awesome. Thank you, Jonna. The first couple weeks of the program, Jonna was telling me, we can do this. We can bring these polymers. I was like, what is a polymer? She explained it to me. We can bring these together, and I'm trying it out in my blender or coffee grinder or something. And then this gray stuff she showed you, she made that in the last couple weeks. I mean, this is really cool. So really impressed with the work she's done. Please check it out. Send a polymer scientist, all those good things. Great. Well, next, I would like to introduce our fourth team, Paper AI. Parina Sumbly is going to share with us about Paper AI.
Hi, everyone. I'm Parina, the COO and co-founder of Paper AI, where you get to create your story. So we're an innovative platform that uses the power of AI for creative, inclusive entertainment, starting with our beta drop fan fiction. And so if you're already not familiar with the world of fan fiction, it's actually a writing tool that allows individuals to develop new narratives featuring people from their favorite movies, music, and other forms of media. And so let's say, you hated the last season of Game of Thrones like everyone else, or you really want to re-explore the world of Harry Potter. Fan fiction really allows for you to have the creative control to do so. And so it's because of this unique proposition that over the past 5 to 8 years, fan fiction has really become the heart of many fan communities, allowing them to connect deeper with their interests and even to each other. It's because of this that first-time authors have now been able to sell over $10 million worth of books just because of the community, whether it be the popular City of Bones series that started off as a Harry Potter fan fiction, or of course the immensely popular 50 Shades of Grey series, which actually started off as a Twilight fan fiction. And so because of this crazy explosion of demand, unfortunately, fans are being met with low supply. And on top of that, niche fan fiction writers can cost up to $400 per story. And for our target demographic, which is generally Gen Z and millennials, that's just not a cost that they can pay for a single story. Plus, fan fiction writers can often face constant harassment and a lack of protection from the platforms that they're on. And so Paper AI really wants to come in and provide a solution to this by using GPT-3 technology to create a customizable fan fiction generator, to create these stories without an author. But this doesn't take away from that creative or human element of the stories that we're developing, because GPT-3 has been trained over millions of web pages, and it knows what a human sounds like and what we want to hear. And because of this, we're open to all types of interests, all fan communities, and users can now generate over 100,000 different story combinations on our platform. And so, yeah, this is how our MVP currently works. You first enter your information. You then are allowed to pick the characters and the traits that you want to see. You then can even have further creative control by picking the universe you want to be in, the tone of writing, etc. We really allow users to see and consume what they want. And then with the quick click of a button, the fan fiction is then delivered to you. And so Paper AI was really born because my co-founder Georgina saw that her younger sister loves anime. She loves all these characters and she wants to see them and what their potential is. Unfortunately, just because of the lack of diversity in the storytelling realm in fan fiction, it's very hard for a young Black girl to see herself represented in these stories. On top of that, Georgina and myself, as Gen Zs, we have grown up in this space, and we know that oftentimes the stories that we want to see are just not out there. And so we put it out on Twitter actually a few months ago and instantaneously started to see positive feedbacks. On top of that, people even wanted to pay for it. And so we knew that there was a real niche in the market for our service. And so over the past 3 months, we released our beta and already have over 80 users trying, with hundreds more on our wait list. And so ultimately, we want to be part of the $51 billion digital publishing market, which has currently over 61 million active users on fan fiction sites. This number is really important to us because as we continue to grow past our beta, there's no limit to how many users we can reach as we translate our content. And on top of that, as we grow, we even aim to have partnerships with big names in the market, such as Netflix and Hulu, these crazy streaming companies that are releasing content on a monthly and even weekly basis, and we can help them bring their creative ideas to life. And so coming back to fan fiction, Paper AI really aims to bridge the gap in the market between high quality writing and low operation costs, something that our competitors have not been able to accomplish yet. And the advantages of us doing this is, one, our amazing model. We have trained it by using actual narrative writers, comparing it to top-selling books, and it really knows what to output based on the user. On top of that, we will allow fans to have comments, to share on other platforms, and develop that immersive fan experience. Plus, as women of color, we understand and want to represent our market. We know what the people are looking for, and we want to bridge that gap. And so currently with our MVP, it's a pay-per-word model, and we want to switch that as we grow to a tiered subscription model, which would have a monthly payment dictating the number of stories you have. Something really important for our niche, because unlike a traditional novel, fan fiction can range anywhere from a few paragraphs to thousands of chapters. So the actual stories is what dictates our price. And so our go-to-market strategy is that this fall, we want to launch our official platform. So instead of waiting for the fan fiction to be delivered to your email, you can actually log on, save your favorite stories, and connect with your friends. And then in December of this year, we want to launch our beta iOS app. And so our strategy to actually really achieve this is predominantly through community partnerships. We've already presented at CrunchyCon, which is Crunchyroll's anime convention, and Crunchyroll is the largest anime streamer site in the world. We also are in the works of talking with Comic-Con. We are also talking with influencers on Twitter and Instagram, plus showcasing our stories on social media and other paid ads on targeting our demographic. And so more about my team and the people who are actually behind this. This is my lovely co-founder, Georgina. She has raised over 50K pre-seed and has machine learning experience at Google and Apple. And as for myself, I have technical experience with the design and front end at startups such as Vivid, and community growth and project management experience working with in the nonprofit sector with We Charity, Ladies Who Code, etc. And so if you really want to try out this product or you have a story you want to bring to life, come on down to our website. And if you have any contacts in the entertainment industry or just want to learn more, feel free to reach out to Georgina and I and check us out on social media. Thank you.
For those who enjoy fan fiction, we know that the quality can be varied. How does Paper AI ensure high quality writing?
Yeah, for sure. So Paper AI really sticks to our promise of high quality writing by taking the time and resources to train our model. GPT-3, as much as it is an innovative AI learning model, unfortunately, when you just put information in, it will just spew out whatever because all it knows is what a word looks like. But what we do is we go in and actually type up and take the time to put in narrative tools, to put in plot lines. We actually talk to authors and writers to show what a good climax looks like, what a good conclusion looks like, and etc. And so it's really the value of our training model that delivers on this promise.
Thank you, Parina. Paper AI is one of my favorite stories because we had the opportunity to learn about Paper AI and meet Georgiana through our gAlpha program, which is an early stage program we do with students across the HBCUs across Alabama. And so Georgiana and Parina are students and juggling this on top of staying, in school and getting good grades and interning with places like Apple and Google. So they have launched this incredible platform on top of all that and have been really fun to work with over the 2 programs. Now, finally, I would like to introduce you to Mark Anthony Peterson, founder of Qiskit, to bring us home.
$37 million. 37 million people are food insecure. And what that means is that there are 37 million people who don't know where their next meal is coming from and how they're going to pay for it. They're struggling between rent, food, and medicine. And at different points in my life, I've been amongst the food insecure. Hunger is not a food problem. Hunger is a logistical problem. My name is Mark Anthony Peterson, founder and CEO of Qiskit, a 2-sided marketplace where shoppers can save time and money when grocery stores bid to fulfill their shopping list. Why did we build Qiskit? Because we wanted to make shopping easy, affordable, and take away the time. On Qiskit, it's very simple. You post your list on our platform. Eligible grocery stores will see that list and bid to fulfill it. And guess what? You save. Our algorithm gives you multiple combinations of stores that are going to give you the best prices at the most convenient places for you. We built Qiskit because the problem for my target market, baby boomers and millennials with kids, is that the shopping experience is broken. They're losing a lot of money now because of delivery fees and the high cost of groceries. It's going to go up 2.6% alone this year. Fees and increase in prices are taking more food off the table. And when food is off the table, they're spending more time looking in more places, clipping more coupons to try to find ways to claw back against those price increases. I myself hated to see my mother, my late mother, sit at the table, looking through flyers, clipping coupons, trying to claw back against those increases and put more food on the table. Retailers don't have it any easier. The pandemic has disrupted supply chains, making it more difficult for them to keep the items that they want on the shelves. And the surge in online demand has made it unpredictable for them to try to figure out what to put on the shelf and when to put it on the shelf. That's pushing more of their once loyal customers to look at other stores and other places where they can get the products they want at the prices that they can afford. Meet Elle. She's a millennial mom. She spends $312 per shopping trip. And without Ziscuit, she invests the same 2 hours my late mother used to invest trying to find coupons, deals, go through flyers. She makes 2.7 stops per shopping trip, grocery store, membership club, drugstore. And guess what? Across the year, she's going to save on average 24 cents. That's one small coupon. But with Ziscuit, it takes just minutes to build your list. Then you set it and forget it. You can configure how many stops you want to make based on how much you want to save. Think the airline. When you book a direct flight, they'll come right back to you and say you can save if you make a stop in Houston or if you leave on a Tuesday instead of a Monday. Ziscuit gives you those same types of options. Buy here, make multiple stops, save more. And guess what you get rewarded with? $10 to $15 in savings per trip. That puts a lot more food back on the table. Let us show you our prototype. This prototype is launching next month, and we're going to show you how easy it is for Elle to go in, find the brands that she would typically shop for, and build her list. And once she's built the list with the brands she typically shops for, she's going to put it in the auction. Once in the auction, she'll configure how she wants to shop. We want her to make the grocery stores work for her and not her working for the grocery stores. So once she's created the list, now all she has to do is hit that start auction button, go in and select the number of stops she wants to make, the types of stores she wants to shop at, and how far from her house she wants to travel. And then you get back a list of all the places that will give you those items much cheaper than your primary store. And if you can see that small print, her primary store would have charged her $141.40 for those items. And some of the cheapest options there are down close to $126, putting more food on the table. And then we give her a roadmap of where to go to pick up those items, saving time and money. We make the solution easy for retailers as well. It has to be frictionless for them to want to be on the platform. So we've built a solution that automates bidding. Think day trading. When you buy a stock, you're not sitting there watching it all day. You configure your limit and then set it and forget it. And we make the same possible for grocery retailers. 15 different triggers that they can pre-configure so that the bidding is automated for them. Zip code, size of the basket, products in the basket, customer profile. All of those are triggers that they can pre-configure and then set the upper and lower limits of how much they want to discount in order to participate in the auction. Why did we do it this way? Because we want everybody on the platform. Mom and pops, convenience stores, gas stations, all the way up to your chain stores to be a part of our digital marketplace. This market is huge. $33 billion is the online grocery market right now, growing at 40% year over year. That means by 2025, it'll be $178 billion, but I don't want all of that pie. I'm gonna stay focused on my market of millennials and baby boomers, and that's a much smaller market of about $3.7 billion. That's 35 million households, baby boomers, and 10 million households of millennials with kids. I'm gonna make money off both sides of the marketplace. Remember, we got retailers and shoppers interacting in a marketplace. For our shoppers, we're gonna get them 3 ways to interact on the platform. First, a freemium model. You saw the proof of concept. You saw those ads running across the top. If you can bear that, use our product for free and save yourself some money. Or you can pay as you go. Post $1, get rid of the ads, and pick up a lot of new features that make it convenient for you to save your list and reuse it. Or let's give you a subscription. $7 a month gives you the opportunity to tap in super savings. Now, what are super savings? Post your list, get the savings, and the retailers will come back and offer you the opportunity for more savings if you sign up to buy those same items over multiple months. Helps them with procurement, helps you put more food on the table. On the retailer side, they can buy some of those ads that you saw in the carousel at the top and bottom of our screens, or they will pay a seat license in order to participate in the bidding. Small amount for them to participate. We take a % of revenue when you clear a certain threshold. Again, I want everybody to play, mom and pops all the way up to the chain stores, so we make this a valuable option for everybody on the platform. We've been getting a lot of traction with this, with the platform. As Haley mentioned, we got accepted to this accelerator. They saw the value in what we were trying to do to change the community and impact some real social problems. And we now have 1,500 proof of concept users ready to go when we launch next month. We have the team to do it. 2 handsome guys that have the experience to get this stuff done. I myself have 20 plus years of senior executive experience with General Mills, Accenture, Choice Point. I've built teams, I've managed P&Ls, I've solved big problems. I've also built a startup in the biometric space, grew it to a $20 million run rate with my business partner, and then sold that to a Fortune 500 company. My head of development has done the same thing. 2 SaaS-based startups and has built auction platforms in both the drug and the retail space. So I think we can get this done. We're seeking partners as we roll out our proof of concept, and we are particularly focused on the folks who got the benefit of the pandemic, the dollar stores, the drug stores, those types of brands who got traffic for people looking for products that they could afford. We believe we have a great making for a partnership with you to help you reach more people and be a real sales channel for your emerging grocery business. And then we also want to spend time talking with folks who have local cottage food brands. If you have a coffee brand that you sell locally or barbecue sauce, we want to put you in the product carousel and get you in front of the shoppers that you want to sell to. 37 million people suffer from food insecurity. But when it comes to their grocery budget, what I want to tell them is don't risk it, just zisk it.
The global pandemic has wreaked havoc on national food supply chains. How do you see Ziskit contributing to stabilizing these supply chains?
I see part of what I mentioned earlier is that hunger is not a food problem, it's a logistics problem. And for many of you who went through the pandemic looking for products that you would typically find at your store, Ziskit is letting you get visibility into inventory all around where you live and picking those people who have that on the shelf ready to sell. And so when you can provide that sort of demand insight, the same way Amazon aggregates demand, you're going to help improve the supply and demand problem for this industry. So that's how we think we're going to be most helpful to retailers, is that we can show them millions of people who want to buy and help them better procure what people want and not have to procure things they don't want. Now, where I ultimately want to go is take that kind of power and point it at things like food deserts and other problems that affect people who don't even have access to grocery stores.
Thank you so much, Mark Anthony. Throughout this program, as you have probably seen, Mark Anthony knows what he's talking about. He is an experienced founder who has done this before. And through this program, he has really set an example to help all of the teams connect everyone to resources. And I really look forward to having you and all of you back as mentors in our future programs and continue to work together. Speaking of our future programs, we are finishing up this 7 weeks with these excellent 5 teams, but we have another one starting before we know it. So if you want to be up here and be like one of these teams that have just shared with you today, let me know. Let's talk about it. We have our applications open now. They will close on September 6th. So go to bronzevalleyaccelerator.com and check it out and join us. And with that, I'd like to invite our teams back up to take us out. And while y'all are on the way up, thank you again to all our mentors, to Bronze Valley, to EDPA for letting us be here and welcoming us tonight. So thank you all.
Before we sign off, we want to thank the 6th man on our team.
Yes.
We could not be here today, and we couldn't get the kind of traction that we all have gotten without Haley.
Sure.
So we wanted to just tell you a little bit about how much we love you and how much we appreciate everything you've done for us.
Thank you so much.
Oh.
That's We also want to say thank you to Stephanie, who's not here. She's been also the seventh man on the team,
Yes.
doing a lot of the work we couldn't get to ourselves, so this is for her as well.
I will get to her. Thank you so much.
All right.
Yay.
Thank you all.